Okay, hold on. Oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. Okay. We're gonna watch that later. Or I'm gonna watch that later at least. Hi Andrew. Look at this. Oh my.
I'm in the hospital because I ate a spicy ball.
We not attending no funerals behind a spicy bowl. Let's make it. This is some ghetto shit. And I don't like those words being thrown around because people abuse them. But this is some ghetto bullshit. Ghetto is just country in the city. We're gonna chop up some Big Mama pickled sausages.
Oh my.
Oh shit, that's strong. But I do enjoy doing ratchet shit with my bougie friends, so you know. We ball. These spicy bowls are evolving. We're gonna brown our sausage. They're adding crab, chicken, noodles, shrimp. We are putting shrimp in ours. Getting them shipped all the way from Chicago to Hawaii. We have to make our sauce. Vegetable broth, hot sauce. Y'all are always taking stuff too far. Worcestershire sauce. Plus y'all eat out of everybody's house. It's like 50 million different seasonings in a spicy bowl. And I had all of them except for salt-free lemon pepper. This ain't Atlanta. Onion powder, smoked paprika, and you really can't find no measurements anywhere. Garlic powder, Old Bay, cayenne pepper, chili powder,
Chili.
Creole seasoning,
Old Bay and Creole seasoning.
lemon pepper,
Lemon pepper.
I don't know, red pepper flakes. What? Hell, this shit is strong. I have a very beautiful iridescent container because it's still me. Bougie people in hood-dominated fields. Pickles and the pickle juice. Let's add some of that juice. Banana peppers.
Oh, ew, not banana pepper. Cheers!
What is this? Pepperoncini peppers.
Oh.
With the juice. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Jalapenos and the juice.
No.
Getting out of control. Pickled eggs. I was all up and down OST and Scotch Street. I met every hood nigga that was hanging out on the corner. They were all gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know about this, guys. Pickled sausage, smoked sausage, and our shrimp. Sauce,
Ew.
more red pepper flakes, and some hot sauce. And we shake.
Shake?
Some spillage. You'll never make a fool out of me again. Here it is. What you think? I have seen people eat their spicy bowls with both the flaming hot ruffles and the sour cream and cheddar ruffles. You know what? It's not bad.
It's not bad.
On a flaming hot ruffle.
Look at her sweating.
Let's try this egg. Oh gosh.
Oh God.
Just as wild. I'll never do that again.
You're done. We're done. That's enough. You're done. You tap out.
Tapping out.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done. What? She went to the hospital over this. I'm not doing this. No. No. Ew. Oh. Ew. I mean, okay, I would try a bite, but still ew. Okay, I would try a bite. I would try one bite, but still ew. Like, I would try one. just one. That's all I can tolerate. Okay, watch this.
I'll be your server tonight. This is Madison by training. I'll be right back with those drinks.
They're in a draft this year, but they really need some help.
I got y'all's drinks for you now. Let me know if y'all need anything else.
Will do, thank you. A straw would be great, actually.
Yeah, I don't have one. Let me go grab one real quick. I'll be right back. Is everything all good over here? Are we good? Sweet. All right, guys, I got your food for y'all.
Thank you.
Yep. Y'all ready for the check tonight?
Yep. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sweet. Here is that for you. Let me get some of these,
Awesome,
let me get
thank
some of
you.
these plates out of your way for you.
That is perfect.
All right, let me know, y'all. Let me know if y'all need anything else.
All right. Will do.
I'll be all server tonight. This is.
Oh God. Oh my God. Nobody does it like Madison does. All right, which play is Attorney? Let me open up the game. I'll do like an hour. 1 hour. The Great Ace Attorney. Yeah, honestly, I'm high-key kind of pissed. Because I don't want to farm a whole new set. I do not want to farm a whole new set. Are you joking? Like, Arya wants to run Shining Arya. So, too bad. That's too bad. Sorry. She's gonna have to work with Faith and Melody, and that's you know, it's too bad. She's gonna have to take her food and just eat it. Sorry, I don't care. Oh, what the heck am I doing here? The Return of the Great Departed Soul. The Great Departed Soul. Circus?
The grand end of the century great exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few were aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the great exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
My friend indicates to me that this is Wilson.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people. The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world. Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies. And today, we showcase even more advanced technology, a glimpse into the future. A world first, a demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine! A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Oh. Oh. Are you sure? Oh. Here? Are we sure? Particle accelerator?
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Gee, how could this end?
In but a few moments from now.
Gee. Any assumptions on how this is gonna end? Quite well, I'd imagine.
This gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you! Yes. Woo!
Please don't let this be my client.
Yes!
Well, that's not good.
Please, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's not good. Runo, are you listening? Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked you for breakfast? No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again? Today's paper. It's full of news about the Great Expedition again. Ah, yes, the Great Expedition. I'd like to go sometime. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley? Oh. Did you say something, Iris? Oh gosh, you're even more down. Oh. When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhado? Wait, what? I live here. I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I, thought you might have known I was here, you know, because breakfast? Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much so that I didn't notice your presence. Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning, with all its unruly spikes. Clearly, it could be deduced, therefore, that... let me stop you there, Mr. Sholmes, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has. Ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Thanks again. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now. 6 months? Since I was forbidden from working in court. So, I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned. Oh, well, that would explain why you look rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley? Did you say something, Iris? Back to moping. 6 months. What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me. I know, and a great expedition has opened. You think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go and see it together? I want to, of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from. Is that it? I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley. I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government. During the course of that trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable yet at the same time unforgettable mistake. Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhado. Yes, my lord? I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told to spend my time and research and study, so that's what I've been doing. You have, haven't you, Bruno? Reading all those big, fat tomes about British law up in your room, and notes about Sholmes' old cases. Brewing Iris' special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You've been something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically Lord Strongheart. At the... oh, him? At the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Lord Strongheart? The delightful Chief Justice. Not my favorite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could, and I can't do that just sitting around here. The whole of London has been swept up in this great expedition, hasn't it? The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest work of arts, and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching! Ugh. Do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons. Look down on? Do you mean those things? Fly? Yes, of course! They fly high in the sky, and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air. But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense! I can't understand it at all. That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge. I suppose they might be. Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong in the opening experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are. Says the innocent 10-year-old girl. See here. Every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Expedition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that cast behind them are. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Why do I have a court record if I'm not a lawyer right now? Wait, that looks familiar. The Reaper attacked. Whoa. These games are so never predictable. This paper cost 1 penny? 1 penny? Damn. A penny? All this paper and writing and delivery for a penny? How are they making profit? How much does it cost to produce this? Interesting. Lost cat. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, I'm assuming that, yeah, less than a penny, it makes sense. But, like, geez. Anyway. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of case is it? Shh! Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening. You're acting very strangely, Hurley. What do you mean, Iris? Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mood. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please! You mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say, put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. That was a deep sigh. It says in the paper that Lauren Van Zieks was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Old Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes, Prosecutor Barrick? I'm gonna call him Barack. Barack Van Zieks. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there's no salvation for whoever is in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be short. London's finest rogues always find a way around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at a trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics such as these cannot save them from the hands of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. So, do you mean that he was jumped? Lord Van Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time. Oh my goodness! Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zieks hurt? My dear fellow, how on earth would I know? Well, in the article here it says, as to what Lord Van Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's edition. I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then. No. I can't wait until tomorrow. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know. But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? Well, I must be leaving now. Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes. Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind. But now I'm wondering where you're going. Well then, see you later, indeed. I would date this. I would date this. I would date this. Actually, yeah. I would date this. I know, I really would. Like, no, like, but I would genuinely, like, date this. Like, I really would. He's... I don't know, he's really fun. I don't know, he's really fun. Listening to him. He's still laughing on his way out the door. Oh, really? I'm so shocked. Well, I mean, it's not because he's cute, but like... I mean, I guess he is. But... I don't know, he just seems fun. Your house would be about to like be foreclosed or something, and dude will still find a way to like laugh at you or laugh with you and then find you a way out of it. Very reliable. All right then, Reno, let's get going. Oh, Iris? What are we wearing? I got changed to go to the Great Expedition, and you're gonna take me. What? But I was about to go to the Supreme Court. Oh, well that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then. Alright, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you? Of course. And after the Supreme Court, we shall go see the Great Expedition. I've been waiting to see this guy. What are you talking about, October? It's been about 6 months now since I was last year. But some things never change. Like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place. It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there. Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here. Of course. I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago. When Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan. I understand you wish to speak with me. Oh, Lord Strongheart. I trust you've been keeping well? Let's see. Since you've arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies. No, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring at his face. Good to know. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in this grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you will be aware, the Great Expedition of London is now underway at last. We are extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium. What the fuck is a symposium? A what? Symposium?
Symposium.
A symposium is a conference or meeting to discuss a particular subject. A collection of essays or papers on a particular subject by a number of contributors. Symposium. In ancient Greece, the symposium was the part of a banquet that took place after a meal. I did not look up astound. Okay. Interesting. All right. Oh, I've not heard about that. Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. As we're the hosting nation, I have much to do, and it's my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, then so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens. Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it. Oops. Why do I still have this? I actually came here today to ask for your permission. Go on. 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked, and I was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system, and I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. Mr. Naruhito. Yes? Ugh. Here it comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role. Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. If that tragic incident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. That is why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him. His calling, you say. Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling? Sorry? The mission with which that young law student was charged, what do you suppose it really was? What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense. Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean? As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Oh my fucking god. Yes! Miss Miller, wait a minute. Miss Miller, thank you! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That's wonderful news, Rudo. In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope. Of course, please tell me more. A curious affair. You described it as a curious affair? Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident in the Great Expedition yesterday? Oh, no. Yes, I read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Let me see. How was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think. Instantaneous kinesis? As in moving things with a click of the fingers? That's right. It's just what my herbal blends need. A dash of double make your care? Of double make hair. Interesting. Whatever this serious accident was exactly, it's clearly captured Iris's imagination. It's unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage, and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Ode Asman. Mr. Ode Asman. Ode Asman. How do you say this? Ode as man. An inventor and a well-known figure in society. I just got my Barca. Congratulations. A large explosion. A man died? The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert Harebrain. Albert Harebrain. He was detained immediately after the accident and is due to appear in court tomorrow on the charge of murder. What? Murder? If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him in prison. There is very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation. The Great Expedition, a scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder? I feel out of my depth before I even started. Still, we should go to the prison straight away then and try to meet with this German professor. Don't you think? Definitely. Ah, yes. One more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper. Oh! With Lord Benzies? How? All sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them will all take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it? Exactly. London, the global epicenter of culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, the crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. So, it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly. The future of policing. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Oh dear, that's alarming. Exactly, it's extremely alarming. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you could be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to current figures. What the fuck? How are you Chief Justice? What's the difference between Attorney General and... Wait, no, I don't know. Chief Justice versus Attorney General. The Attorney General is the chief legal officer and head of the executive branch's Justice Department. The Chief Justice leads the judicial branch, overseeing the court system and presiding over Supreme Court proceedings to interpret laws. The Attorney General is part of the executive branch, while in Europe. In the EU's legal system, a Chief Justice or President of the Court leads the judiciary in deciding cases, while the Advocate General, the AG, is an independent advisor who provides impartial, non-binding options to assist in judges. The AG holds equal status to a judge, but acts as a often influential third party in deliberations, while in national context, an Attorney General is a government legal officer. Interesting. How do you feel? How do you feel about, like, I like the idea of doing executive work, kind of. It's the paperwork that gets me. You know what I mean? It's the paperwork that's involved with anything, like, or at least I'm assuming. Well, okay, I guess it's just one of those things with, like, greater power. With greater power comes greater responsibility. I guess. Swamped with reading. Swamped with papers. Like, swamped with reports that you have to read and sign off on. But you also have to make sure that you're, like, diligent and reading everything very carefully. And your discretion matters so much. and you can't be like off, right? It'd be nice if you had like a council of people to help deliberate with you. You know what I mean? This is why, like, don't worry about AI, okay? Like, seriously, don't. Like you, like, there's no fidelity. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that you can make any important decision about anything with AI. There's just no way. there's literally no. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. We'll be okay. Like, we'll be okay, because there's just no way. What were they thinking with this bubbles nonsense? Now that I think about it. Why did we invest so much money into the? Oh my. Whose big idea was it to? You can't make any important choices. You're a business. You're a business. You have like legal binding and civil cases and class action lawsuits. You can't make any like important decision with that unreliable machine. How would you ever be able to do that? You're liable. How could you ever make any important choices with AI? You're gonna get sued. It's gonna be so inefficient. You're gonna have workers go back and read everything that thing outputs because you don't want to have lawsuits. So what the fuck is the point? Oh my, why did they even invest? Are they dumb? Why did they do that? Why didn't they invest into it like first without the firing people? Why are they firing people? Are they dumb? Oh my God. Oh, that's so stupid. Why would you do that? Oh, that's so crazy. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh. Quick money, technology race between nations. Okay, I do agree that like it's a good thing to try to. I'm not necessarily a very patriotic person, but I do think it's important for the world that everyone puts in a lot of effort to advance themselves in many regards, including technology, right? And efficiency. And then maybe share that with the rest of the world so that everybody can be efficient. And I guess make money to some degree. I mean, you shouldn't need to do that, but you should. Knowledge is good. Improving things are good. I do think that this is just one of those things I think that's taken too many steps too quickly. Like, I'm actually kind of mad about it now that I think about it. I think about AI a lot because it was in my coursework and it's directly involved with a lot of the stuff that I'll be doing professionally, right? I think about it a lot. And the more I think about it, the more I get upset. Because this has just gone, it's so fast, guys. It's so fast. You can't keep up with, like, not you can't keep up with it, but law can't keep up with it. Like, how is there so much, like, money, and people losing careers over this when it's so new? How could anyone have allowed that? Oh, I'd be mad. Oh, I'd be really mad. I'd be like, I'd be so pissed. Oh my God. That's the general problem with the technology age. It grows way too quickly for a law to regulate. And then you have like, and you know, so there's that, right? But then there's also like, oh, wow, we need to slow down. Yeah, we need to slow down. Oh my God. Video games, like voice actors, entertainment, data centers, water shortages, RAM price. Like, what is going on? Relax! We need to relax. Oh my gosh. I need to do some research actually later on. I need to do some research about this. I'm gonna do some research about this later because this is. Anyway, yes, the number of crimes committed in London and the number of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 different individual reasons to support my claim. 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Sorry? By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail every one now. What? Oh, how fascinating. It all began 15 years ago. Right, yes, absolutely. And that more or less sums up my feelings on the matter, in the simplest of terms, of course. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. That is my mission. Oh, right, yes. That's wonderful. Do you trust this guy? I go back and forth. I go back and forth. I feel like I do, and I feel like I don't. He looks a little bit too much like Damon Gant for me. I don't know. I finished it all in 4 weeks, 2 days, 8 hours, 23 minutes, and 40 seconds ago, but you can give me notes. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now. Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful? I actually dripped it off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about Parisian science. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? The reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Expedition? Of course. No, not that. The story on the back page. What story? The Reaper attacked. That. You've enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not? Poor Mr. Reaper, what happened to him? He wasn't killed, was he? There's no need for concern. Lord Banzigs would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you. Can you tell us what happened? I really would love to know. Very well. If it interests you. It does, strangely. Fortunately, Lord Banzigs emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He's a very capable fighter. But that's incredible! They were armed with guns! Why was he attacked, though? Do you know? It's related to events that occurred a month ago. A leader of one of the capital's criminal organizations was indicated. Wait, what? Sorry. I know. Stop. Stop. I'm not an idiot, right?
Indict.
Okay, yes, okay, he was indicted. Okay, why is it spelled like that? What? Why is it spelled like that? That's awful. Okay, anyway. The man was indicted and prosecuted by Banzigs, but the man was acquitted. I have no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes. Large sums of money? A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning his freedom, The man in question met a dramatic end yesterday. But you're not suggesting that it was the work of the Reaper, surely? The victim's henchman surely seemed to think so. He was a man by the name of Asman, Mr. Odie Asman. Oh my. That's not good. Did you say Asman? That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Expedition. Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization. Unbelievable. I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart? Try me. Why do you use Lord Van Zieks as a prosecutor? All the criminals who manage to get off in court then meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom, and fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zieks first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still, something's clearly going on here. I have Van Zieks work for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtrooms following his trials are nothing to do with him. But that doesn't make sense. How can you explain the way so many have died if not by someone's hand? Van Zieks may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer, so he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. Is it time for you to go? Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues must be starting to fidget. 11 hours late? That's quite something. That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stopped for no man. Wait, I should start doing that. Wait. Lateness was inevitable. Wait, yeah, me too. Hold on. Your defeat was inevitable. I don't know. I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Oh, yes. Where would I find Lord Van Zieks now? I would assume he's at his office. Right. I'll go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth. Away with you now. I'm leaving Professor Harebrain's defense entirely in your hands. Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. I actually like him a lot. I'm about to say, there was his chalices. Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office? Yes, it appears so. Ooh, since it's chilled on your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere. Oh, is that? That hooded figure was so still, I hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. What are you doing here? He's as welcoming as I thought he would be. Actually, maybe even more so. Oh, I'm glad to see you're well. I am. So, who's the person over by the wall being punished for something or other? No punishment is taking place here. Oh. That is my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will. I didn't know you had an apprentice. It must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper. He's very able in combat, a requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage. Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper that was reported in the papers? The Reaper? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself, assuming that is such a fabled fiend genuinely inhabits our great courtrooms. Lord Banziques, about the article in this paper. Ah, yes. It seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place. I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me. It looks as though it was taken after the people who were... It looked as though it was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though. Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them. But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who was sitting over there as we speak, isn't it? As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him? He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose. Like you are to Hurley then, Runo. I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with the great detective. He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack. It looks like he's wearing some kind of a mask? On Lord Strongheart's orders, nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity. But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual? Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions. I hope you're right. The task is complete? Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs. That mouth looks very familiar, but that doesn't make any sense. Are you alive? That doesn't make sense. Nice to meet you? Back to work again. That was really strange, though. I never met that man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet, somehow, it doesn't feel like our first encounter. Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart had strictly forbidden it. Oh, I see. Why are you so interested in my apprentice, anyway? Oh, no. I mean, sorry. I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture. It couldn't be. That's what I'm saying. That's strange. Lord Strongheart said that the assault last night gave some sort of, was some sort of revenge attack? True. Carried out by henchmen of Ode Asmon's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presumably, some had hoped to kill me before that happened. Ode Asmon. He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhanded means, via his criminal activities. And he used the money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? By being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper. But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances, it was the most unusual case of death. I know about that. It was super high voltage, instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. Mr. Asman died when the demonstration on the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. Correct. And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you? Well, no. That does seem a little far-fetched. If this man really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent of this particular death, at least. It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, with you taking on the professor's defense and for the trial tomorrow. What? You're gonna be defending him? Oh, yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, though, to be honest. Albert. Albert Harebrain. That's right. Do you know him by any chance? Of course. He is a contemporary of mine. We were at university together. What? I understood that the professor was from Germany, though. Harebrain's from a respectable British family. After graduating from university in London, he moved to Germany to carry out his research, that's all. So you were students together. I was in the faculty of law, of course, and he in science, so our paths rarely crossed. But curiously, we got along, though I've not met him since my university days. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you, of all people, representing him. Ugh. If only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually being charged with murder, it seems. Yes, I know. Because the prosecution will be handled by me. By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends. We are friends, it's true. Then why would you do this? If the Reaper is the prosecution, there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed. What's Lord Van Zieks thinking? What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean I'm a crown prosecutor and a mortal like any other? I'm no demigod. But they've all died, haven't they? The people you prosecuted, I mean. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal. Those I prosecute are the vilest wretches of our society. People who without question deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them. But that's not true of Mr. Natsume, for example. He wasn't a vile wretch at all. Nor was Jenny. In fact, she's ever so hardworking now. I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn. But the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hand of their own kind. It's not my work. Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way. But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true. The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Bailey, the number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially. Oh. It would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives. Do you mean to say... I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly, and with honor. But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed. If that is my fate, let God decide. Lord Van Zieks. Ah, yes. There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, what's that? That Nepalese man, is he faring well? Sorry? The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago with the stoop, and the mustache, and the jitters. Ah, Mr. Natsume, you mean? I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, Bruno. He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day. I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? There's little time left for tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case. Yes, thank you for the advice. And for the conversation. I can't believe he's asking after Soseki-san. After a Nepalese. I mean, I'm assuming he's doing that because he wants to see if the thing is true. I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's a turn up for the books. A mad scientist? Oh, you mean Professor Hairbrain. Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about this relationship with Lauren Van Zieks, I think. There's merit in reminding yourself of who helped you become what you are today. But that's a personal matter, something you may want to keep close at all times, not something to flaunt. No, I suppose not. Did I just get a... Did I get an achievement? Oh, I got an achievement. Presenting the Ardman to Lord Van Zieks. You should look around. Okay, because I'm about to stop all these things. I throw him around because this imbecile is so unimaginably and repeatedly wide of the mark sometimes. Before you open your mouth next time, you should consider the poor artisans whose work that you defile. So it's my fault. Silly me. How could I ever have thought otherwise? Who the hell is that? Is that him? Oh my god. Yeah, like what? Or he must have been really young here. That portrait does not depict me. Sure, that's immediately obvious. Is it your father? Brother? Are those bats? Bro, what? The Reaper's familiars. What? Why is there rat? What? You got bats in your office, bro? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm good. Was that an hour? A little more than an hour? Okay. Do I want to play Overwatch? Do I want to play Overwatch? I want to see what this Mercy bug fix is about. So I could use some healing.